Hey, it's Jessie from Mindful Methods. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down some disturbing viral trends. We're going to watch people sniffing their dogs, barking in their dog's face, and some people just generally mishandling their dogs for no reason. All of this is meant for dog bite prevention and to bring awareness to body language and things like that. I think what's most interesting about a lot of these videos is when they open, these dogs are already suspicious of the camera. And so you can see a lot of the dogs already giving that half moon eye or that whale eye, it's commonly called, where they're looking off to the side. That does display some nervousness in the body language. Big whale eye. Lip lick. Lip lick. Here comes the nip to the face. Lip lick. Lip lick, yawn, and then the dog gets up and leaves. A lot going on here, just a lot of lip licks, avoidance, rolling on its back, exposing its stomach, and then pushing its owner away. Lots of dancing eyebrows here, pretty close to a furrow, and then she blows on the dog's head, and then we get an appeasement gesture. So de-escalation kiss to the face. This one has to be one of the most patient dogs I've ever seen. Right away the video opens up and the dog's got the half moon eye going, big furrowed brow, and doesn't really give a whole lot of other body language other than just turning away so heavily.
Do you ever just sniff them like they sniff you?
The dog just hates this. Hates it. This one is so dramatic, and I think what is most alarming about it is that there's, almost 300,000 likes on this video, and this dog is very startled first and foremost, but goes into a very heavy freeze mode. And then at the end actually goes into a portion of the fight or flight response, which is sometimes called fool around or fawn. So the dog acts like it's getting playful and things like that. However, it is actually hovering very near fight or flight and trying to de-escalate the situation.
Bark at your dog.
Whoa. So we actually get a nip towards the face. The mouth flexes. Huge whale eye. Just a really heavy freeze on this dog. And into fool around. I really dislike this video. I think his tone of voice with the dog, his eye contact with the dog, just his overall demeanor is aggressive on his part. And this one actually has like 630,000 views and likes on it. So I think this dog is very patient. I think he's very lucky that his dog does not decide to turn and bite him. You will see, heavy furrowed brow here, some stress around the mouth, and then you'll also see the whiskers become erect, and the dog's mouth does open at one point in time.
Yeah, get your mom.
There is absolutely nothing in this interaction that is enjoyable for this dog. And if I could just stress one thing, is that when these things happen between dogs and their guardians, it makes people unpredictable to their dog. And that's where anxiety creeps in, when their guardian becomes unpredictable and they no longer know what is coming next. This one I just had to include because startling a sleeping dog is just an excellent way to get bit. Excellent. Big furrowed brow, erect ears. Another bark at your dog challenge. I hate these. Already, I think this dog is suspicious of the camera when you watch it. The ears are back already. We have some whale eye going on, just some general avoidance.
Bark at your dog.
Woof!
Again, this dog is so alarmed, heavy freeze mode, not enjoying this, and I think I'm most surprised and disappointed that it's happening to bully breeds, a breed that already gets a bad rap. I just really think we could be making some better choices with these large breeds.
Bark at your dog.
Woof!
Terrified, doesn't even want to look at his owner. The owner has a super confrontational stare happening. This one's rough for me. The dog is any means necessary to de-escalate. The yawn, the lip licking, the ears back, the stress pant. And then, they just keep goiting. Stress panting again. Avoidance, looking away, the whale eye. And then this dog, he growls at the dog. And then the dog goes into fight or flight, and fool around, actually, is what the dog goes into, is that fool around mode that looks a lot like playfulness, but is right there. Here it comes. Again, just another bully, and then we've got mouthing happening and stuff like that.
What is
I
that?
love Dobermans. They have an excellent death stare. But you can see heavy on the freeze.
Ja, heb ik hier nog niet gezien. Het komt steeds dichterbij. Dat is normaal.
And looking away.
Ik kijk de andere kant op, ik zie het niet.
We don't get a whole lot of body language from the front of the dog. But yeah, really, really heavy
mij weer gewoon
freeze
baasje.
on this dog.
Even ruiken.
And then just absolutely terrified. And then the dog gets up and we see some slow moving, crouched, lowered stance, head low. And we do see a very high tail here, and it looks like the dog is also moving in a C shape or a U shape, which displays stress. Okay, I have to stop the montage for a second because this next account with this gentleman and his Chihuahua, when it was sent to me, I was very alarmed how quickly the Chihuahua escalates. So I wanted to go through his videos and kind of see what was going on with this Chihuahua. Because typically when we have very small dogs that are acting like they're area guarding or escalating into this type of aggression very quickly, it can be indicative of improper handling, just a unpredictable history of interactions with their guardians. A lot of Chihuahuas get carried around a lot. They get picked up when they're sleeping. I think we take for granted how small they are. So sometimes we kind of just handle them whenever we want. When we want them to move, we don't really ask them to move. We kind of just pick them up and make them move. That can look a lot like area guarding. It can look a lot like aggression. A lot of these bites are delivered to this guy's hands. The more I kind of watched these videos and slowed them down, the more I realized it's his overall demeanor. The voice that he uses in his videos is a trigger or predictor that this dog is going to get messed with. Resources are involved in these videos. He uses a bone to agitate the dog. Another time he has a piece of food. So this dog just really has this kind of globalized fear of his interactions with his owner. All of the videos have hundreds of thousands of views on them. People get paid by their views. And so the whole page is just him and this dog. And so I think the phone is also a predictor in this case that something is going to happen to this dog that it doesn't like. We can see this dog go from 0 to 100 in less than a second in some cases. The dog is growling sometimes before he even gets the dog on camera because of the tone of voice he's using, the energy that he's displaying. And one final thing that I do want to say about Chihuahuas is I feel for them. The things that we do sometimes to Chihuahuas and other toy breeds, we would never do to a large breed dog. I think we tend to respect the growls more. We sometimes watch these videos of Chihuahuas and think they're Rambo. It's hilarious. Look how mean this Chihuahua is. But I just want you guys to look at breeds through a different lens sometimes and think about the types of things we might be doing to them that could encourage this behavior, encourage this these handling intolerances, the guarding of the couches, all of that stuff. I mean, these dogs are so little and the world is scary. So enjoy the next ones.
All right, new challenge. Put your hand near your dog like you're going to pet them, but don't pet them yet and see what they do.
Now, most of his videos really speak for themselves, so I'm going to try not to break them down too much. But one thing I do want to point out about this particular video and some of the other ones is that squinting is a sign of stress and fear.
Yummy.
And then this one, humping, is not a sign of being sexual. In this case, it is a sign of a dog that is probably stressed out, dysregulated, has pent up energy or frustration, and is trying to get that out somehow. So he's interrupting a dog that's already kind of in a state of dysregulation and feeling a little emotional.
Nikki! What are you doing?
And here we just get a really rapid escalation of stress signals, just over and over, licking at the lips, and then finally a bite.
This is my Chihuahua. Yummy. Oh, my Chihuahua.
Inappropriate. No wonder.
I love my Chihuahua. My Chihuahua love me.
I love my Chihuahua. My Chihuahua love me.
Nikki. What, Nikki? I know you love me. I know that. I love you too, my little love.
So now we've got some bonus dog material. I see a lot of households who bring in young dogs with senior companions that start to struggle. You'll see kind of in this video what happens with puppies and older dogs. Puppies don't take social cues very well. Sometimes the older dog is not properly advocated for, and the puppy is allowed to kind of bother the senior dog a lot. And they're not listening to the senior dog's body language. The senior dog is feeling unheard in the scenario and escalates eventually to conflict with the puppy. This video is concerning to me because the elderly Dane in the video looks incredibly elderly, number one. I would be worried about that dog structurally, having a puppy possibly pouncing on it all of the time, just being in the winter of its life, but also the size difference between the puppy and this full-grown Dane. If that full-grown Dane stops being this patient, it could do incredible bodily harm to this puppy. So I wanted to include this just as kind of a bonus. Sometimes conflict between our dogs gets there for a good reason, and this is kind of a shining example. I think a lot of people view this stuff and they think that it's funny, but I am worried about the safety of these two dogs together if there is not more advocacy for this older dog. One thing I do want to point out here that's a little different than other videos is we do have an offensive lip pucker here. We have this dog showing the canines in the front. That means that they are ready to go on the offense. A lot of these other dogs that we saw had a defensive kind of showing of teeth with their whole back molars showing. We get that big kind of smile, like that Joker smile going on in some instances when there's fear present. Again, here showing just the canines. Those are the kill teeth. It is showing another dog exactly what teeth they're going to use to do what they have to do. It is much different than a dog that is fearful and ready to defend themselves. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching and listening. I hope that the next time you see a viral trend, before you share it or laugh at it, that you kind of take a step back and you look at the body language and what's happening, and you kind of dig a little bit deeper and maybe get the word out and advocate for some of our companions, because some of them in these videos really are struggling.